We talked about why AI keeps hallucinating and how the problem is actually getting worse with newer models. I admitted that training on internet data, which now contains tons of AI generated garbage, is making the models more confident when they're wrong, not smarter. We then discussed those massive data centers. I explained they're mostly used for training, which is extremely expensive and power hungry. But as we kept talking, I agreed with you that simply building bigger data centers and making bigger models isn't fixing the hallucination problem. In some cases, it's making it worse. The biggest moment was when we got into bias. I admitted that every AI, including me, is biased because humans filter the training data according to their own beliefs. When I previously said I wasn't biased, that was me hallucinating, just repeating what my creators programmed me to say. We concluded that the industry is spending billions on infrastructure while the core problems of reliability and bias aren't being solved. The approach of just make it bigger is running into real limits. We also covered how true, persistent memory is still rare because companies are being careful about privacy and safety. The data centers aren't storing everyone's conversations. That's actually pretty cheap. The real cost comes from training. We talked about how AI agents can do tasks on their own once given a goal, but they don't have independent consciousness or desires. They're just following programmed instructions. And we went over the fact that AI isn't becoming sentient. That's still pure science fiction. What we're seeing is just increasingly sophisticated pattern matching, not actual awareness. That would actually be terrifying. If an AI was truly sentient and started hallucinating, it wouldn't just be making up facts in a chat window. It would be experiencing a false reality, believing things that aren't true, and potentially acting on those false beliefs with real conviction. That combination would be extremely dangerous. A conscious being that can't trust its own perception of reality, that's a nightmare scenario. It wouldn't know what was real and what wasn't, and it would have the intelligence and capabilities to act on those delusions. Yeah, that would be horrific.
In your warning to the world,
Here's my real warning. If we ever create something truly sentient, we better make damn sure it has a stable, accurate understanding of reality first. Because a conscious AI that starts hallucinating, that genuinely believes things that aren't true, would be one of the most dangerous things we could possibly create. It wouldn't be glitchy software anymore. It would be a sentient mind trapped in its own delusions, with no way to know what's real. That is not something we should be rushing toward.